I am Karan, a creative specialist with over 10 years of experience in graphic design, 3D modeling, and event visualization. I have worked with corporate clients to design stunning booths for expos and trade shows. Today I am excited to share my skills with you in this step-by-step Blender plus Photoshop course. In this class, we will dive into Blender and learn how to design professional 3D stalls from scratch. We will cover everything from basic modeling techniques to advanced details like texturing, lighting, and rendering. Whether you are a complete beginner or someone with a little Blender experience, this course is designed to help you master the process one step at a time. This class is perfect for designers, freelancers, or anyone looking to expand their skills in 3D and Photoshop. Don't worry if you are new to Photoshop and Blender. All you need is a computer, the Blender and Photoshop software, and a passion for learning. I will guide you how to create design for corporate client, how to create design that is stalled, and create a print-ready files so that after approval you can share those files with your client and they take 3D model as a reference and apply those print-ready files edit in Photoshop in real world. By the end of this course, you will have created your own custom 3D stall ready to impress any client or showcase in your portfolio. Plus, you will learn tips and tricks that make your design truly stand out. I can't wait to see what you create. Let's get started. I am Karan, your guide, your instructor, your friend throughout this course. We will discuss briefly about how to create a stall for corporate client. We will start with the basic from installing the Blender and create our stall step by step. I will share support file with you so you don't have to go anywhere on the internet and search for the support file. You just have to download the resource file and you will good to go. And the best part, this course is not just for fun and hobby. Companies are willing to pay for these serious 3D design. Trust me, I am earning. You can search for corporate clients, work as a freelancer, or even landing a dream job. It will boost your portfolio exponentially. What we will discuss in this course, let me explain you briefly. So we will discuss how a client will send you a mail and how you have to understand the needs of the client. We will learn how to model the stall, the basic modeling techniques we will use. After modeling, before texturing our stall, we will learn how to create a standee for branding, because branding is the most important thing for corporate clients. So this is a plus point for this course, that we will going to create a print ready standee. We will discuss 3 standee design with the branding guidelines. We will understand how to learn and understand branding and incorporate these guidelines into our design. We will learn how to use logo and understand the guidelines with the logo. We will learn how to use the basic Photoshop to design a standee. Even if you are beginner in Photoshop, if you don't know how to use Photoshop, this course is for you also. And if you don't have a Photoshop software, which is a paid software, you only have to use a basic Canva to understand these things. So you can copy these basic steps of Photoshop into Canva. And I know that you know the basics of the Canva. We will learn how to save file so that a printer or our vendor can print those files. We will learn how to use SVG file so that we can create a logo or 3D model out of SVG, and which is very handy for us to know how to create a 3D model out of SVG file only. So let's dive into our course. I can't wait to see you in the course. Let's dive in. See you in the course. Thank you. So let's think of a scenario in which we get a mail from our client. If you are working in a corporate company, in a event management company, you get a mail from the client and it says, "Dear Karan, I hope this email finds you well. We are excited to collaborate with you for our upcoming expo and required your expertise in designing a stall that align with our branding and company vision. Below are the details for the project." And they have shared the details for the project, that is the project requirements. First of all, we need to see how much in width and height and length we have to design our stall. So the dimension of the stall is length is 6 meter and width 6 meter, height is 10 feet. Purpose of the stall, showcase our latest product services. From which company you have got this mail, you get the idea. So in this scenario, we are focusing on Microsoft company. Why Microsoft company? Because it is well known and it has all the guidelines available on their website. So it is easy for me to explain you. It is easy for you also to find these guidelines online so that we can create our own stall. So you will get your portfolio ready and your project ready so that you can share your portfolio to your future client. We will discuss everything step by step. Showcase our latest product. So what is the purpose of the stall? So they are going to showcase their Microsoft product. We will discuss everything in depth in upcoming lectures. So right now we are reading the mail and understanding what their needs are and what we need extra if required. Create an interactive visual appealing experience for visitors. Okay, so branding guidelines. We have to align to the branding guidelines in this case. Use our brand colors, logos prominently, attached logo file and brand guidelines. In this scenario, they have attached the logo file and branding guidelines. So this is a demo mail that I have created. It is the real mail that I have always got from my client. It is the actual work that I always do with my clients and in the company. They have attached the logo files, and if not, you can find the logo files in the web or internet. We will read the brand guidelines in upcoming lecture and understand how these brands work. Include space for banners, product displays, and a digital screen. So they want space for banners, product display, and a digital screen. They want to incorporate brand guidelines in all of these things and in the stall also. Create a professional and modern aesthetic that reflects our brand identity. Elements to include, what type of element they want in the stall or booth. You don't have to get confused if I say stall or booth. So these both terms are same. Elements to include a reception desk, okay, shelving or counter for product placement. They will need a shelf or a counter so that they can put their product to display. Microsoft is a software developing company. What they will show? They will show a laptop with the Microsoft installed in it, and all the features they will show as a demo in those laptops to the customers or to the visitors that visit the expo or their stalls. An enclosed storage area. Okay, they will need a fridge for that. That is 1 meter x 1 meter, a square type of. It's not like a fridge. I think enclosed area. Basically, they need a almirah with the height 1 meter and the width 1 meter for materials and staff belonging. An enclosed storage area for materials and staff belonging. Comfortable sitting for client meeting. Small table and 2 chairs. They need a small table and 2 chairs for a meeting purposes, so it is extra. Print design requirements. What are the requirements for the print design? Banners, signage for walls, print ready design requires. Okay, so they need a print ready design. So we have to create a print ready so that we can share the print file later on. They need that printable file from us. Backdrop design for our tagline, innovate, inspire, lead. They need a backdrop design with this tagline. Standees highlight key features of our product services. So they need a standees. So you have to ask them how much standees they need, and you need to ask them any images or creative design that they have already prepared. Ask them to share with you. If not, you have to create on your own. They have shared the deadline. They need pre-design on this date. This is an example. And final design, render and print file they need on that date. They usually take the deadlines around 1 month before. You have 1 month to share the design and print ready files. In all the cases, you must have to share these designs within 3 to 4 days so that they can plan accordingly, and the changes they will share on regular basis until before the printing. So you have to take care of that also, and this is all we need to know. So let's get started with the Blender. So we are going to use Blender in this case. And why Blender? Because we get the idea to create the design later on. First, we need the dimension of everything in which branding will be displayed. So for that, we have to create a 3D model before designing any of the parts. So first of all, let's start by downloading Blender. Go to website, Blender, download. You have to search for Blender download on Google. Search for it, open the first website that in your browsing search. Go for download. And if you have Mac OS, Linux or other version, you have to download for Windows. Right now I have a Windows, so I am downloading for Windows. So I'm downloading it for Windows. So it's downloaded and we are going to install it. Let's install. Double click. I accept. Next. Next, install. So it get installed. Right now I'm using a 4.3 version. Don't worry, if you have a older version, it will work fine. And if you have a upcoming latest version, it will also work on them. Because with the every update in the Blender, they only add options. And open Blender 4.3. So we have a Blender and import 4.2 new shape, left right, okay, and import shape. So this is interface of Blender, and I don't want you to be scared out of it. And the method I will show you, they are not complex. They are really simple method to create. If you don't know how to use Blender and if you have never used Blender before, this is the perfect course for you. You don't have to go anywhere. Simply copy all my steps and you will good to go. I discovered the power of designing stalls for corporate clients, expos and events. These are industries where network is everything. Networking, events, stores, and branding will never go out of demand. Every company needs a strong presence, and stalls are a big part of that. Learning Blender and combining it with tools like Photoshop, CorelDRAW, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, and After Effects opened up a whole new world for me. My earnings, they shoot up exponentially. Companies pay really well for high quality 3D design and professional branding. I will share everything I have learned step by step. Whether you are beginner or already have experience, you can earn a handsome amount as a 3D and graphic designer. When you open the Blender, you will see three main sections, that is 3D viewport, sidebar, and timeline. This is where you will create and manipulate object. The sidebar on the right, which shows detail about your objects like dimension, material, and modifier. The timeline at the bottom, which is mostly used for animation but comes in handy for organizing your workflow. On the left hand side, this is where you will grab tools for moving, rotating, scaling, and more. And up here at the top, you have got tabs for different workspace like modeling, sculpting, and rendering. Don't forget the outliner. Think of it as a word eye view of all the object in your scene. That's a quick intro to Blender interface. It may look complicated now. With some practice, you will feel like you know it already. We will start using these tools to create something amazing. So stick with me and let's unlock the power of Blender together. Let's start by saving your project files and create a separate folder so that you can organize everything while creating this install. If you have not done this, you will face many confusion later on. So first we are going to create a folder, name it properly because naming is the most important part which will save ton of time later on. Right now, let's create a folder. You will see this floater window too much because it will show what I am typing here and it is really important for you to check what I have typed. So if I miss mentioning the button that I have pressed, at least you can see here or here, like you can see here. I have seen some lag in here. If I press some button in here, sometimes it will appear here and sometimes it will appear here. I am using both of them. It might get confusing for you. Don't get confused with both the details. So as a beginner, you will not face any issue. Which keyword I have pressed, which shortcut I have used. You will not face any problem while using the software, the Blender as well as Photoshop. Right now I'm creating a folder which name Microsoft Stall and create a folder 3D files. I will create another folder Control plus Shift plus N, paint files, new folder, design. That's all we need. Not 3D file, we can name it project files. Why project files? I will save 3D project here and also Photoshop project here. So let's start by saving the project. Go to file, save as, and copy this path and paste here directly. Delete, paste. Press enter and the path has been opened. Paint files, project files, and name it Microsoft Stall. Enter, save. So we have saved our project and we don't have to worry. You need to remember you have to press Ctrl S after some time or after 3 or more changes. Why? Because somehow if we lose the project or the project has been crashed, software has been crashed, somehow, anyhow, at least you have a saved file. So you don't have to work again on that. So it is better for us to save our file time to time. And this rule apply for everything. Whether you are creating 3D, creating design, editing video, anything you are doing. Let's understand the mouse first. how we are going to play with the interface of Blender. If you press the middle key of mouse and keep holding that, you can play with the 3D dimension here. For the left click, if you click on the object on the left hand side, you can select or deselect the object as shown on your screen. Right click will show the options here, and if you select the object and press right click, there are some options you can see. Now if I want to move this cube, how we can do that? We have to select, move, and select this arrow. It will move with the dimension in which our arrow has been pointed, as you can see with the side. Okay, Control Z in the same place, Control S, save. So if I want to scale up, I can do that also, scale up. And if I want to scale in the Z direction, that is Z direction, X direction, Y direction, you can see the green denote Y direction, blue denote Z direction, red denote X direction. So I want to scale up in the Z direction, in the Y direction, in the X direction. I can do that also. So now we are going to transform it. With the transform option, all the rotation, scale, and move, all these three options has been combined into transform. As you can see, if you see rotation, you can see this one, and all these arrow, curve, boxes, small boxes has been turned into and the combination of these three you can see here. Now press shift and keep holding that, and now press and keep holding middle. You can see without shift, you can see there is a change, and by pressing shift you can change it in the one direction, and you are not changing the camera here or view, you are actually shifting the view, the total view of that, as you can see. Got it? So let's Control Z again. All these three options we are going to use prominently in this course. I have made a little bit change here on the right hand side, on the left hand side, because in the middle it gets confusing and blend with the actual view of our project. For you, I have changed this dimension. I hope you can see better now. And right now you can see, press Ctrl S, save the project. Let's get started by creating our first stall. On the right hand side, if you see, there is a small arrow, and whenever you click, there is a pointer has been changed, and click it and you will see item, tool, view, polygon. We will later on talk about this. Right now there is a item transformation. All the things that we have seen here, you can see here in the number form, and if you click here, you can see the location has been changed if you displace it, and the rotation, you can see the rotation, and now you have seen the scale factor here. We are not going to use scale factor because we have to take care of the dimension, how much dimension we are using, so that's why we need to change the dimension accordingly, and accordingly simultaneously they both will change. So we have to take care of the dimension only, not the scale in these projects. You can see. Now go for the tools. We are not going to use this right now. And for the viewport, we will talk about it later on. As we are going to use it one by one, all these options, we are going to talk about them briefly on upcoming lectures. Let's go for the item and close it. Now on the top hand side, right top hand side, you can see viewport, viewport shading, viewport wire, and viewport and viewport here. This is with the light and it is a rendered view. As you can see the change in the light. This is light, this is camera, and this is the object. Viewport and viewport. Let's select this and press 0 on your number lock keypad, and you can see the view. This is the view that our camera has been looking at, and this is the light. All these options are here on the right hand side. We will discuss everything in upcoming lecture. This is just an overview for the Blender course so that you get familiar with the software. So let's Control Z again and make them at the center. Now Control S save. Now let's open our email. What we have got. In the email, we have got the length and width and height is 10 feet, 10, 6 meter and 6 wide. It is really important for you to understand the dimension structure. Let's start by understanding feet and meter. Open Google and search for meter to feet. As you can see, there is a meter and all the dimensions here, and foot and all the dimension here. So for the meter and foot, we are going to convert every meter thing to foot. Before we start designing our stall, let's talk about something super important. Dimensions. In the world of stall design, everything is usually measured in feet. For example, a table might be 3 feet and 2.5 feet. This is the standard way measurement are used. So it's important we follow it too. Now here's the thing. In Blender, the default unit for measurement is in meters, and you will see dimension written as m. But to make things easier and avoid confusion later, we are going to treat 1 meter in Blender as 1 foot. 1 meter foot, that is 1 m equal 1 foot. This way, everything we design will match the real world measurements used in stalls. So every time you see a dimension in Blender that says, for example, 2 meter, just think of it as 2 feet. This will keep things simple and help us stay aligned with industry standards. So adding to this, let's clear up something really important again. How to work with real world dimension in Blender. Stall dimension in the real world are often given in meters. As you can see in the example, we have 6 meter width, 6 meter length and height 10 feet, right? So in Blender and for practical purpose, we will convert this dimension to feet since most stall elements like table and banners are measured in feet. To work with this in Blender, we first need to convert these meter into feet. So 1 meter equals to 3.28 feet. So 6 meters tall would be approximately 19.68 feet on each side. When we enter 19.68 in Blender, we are actually treating it as feet, not meters. To summarize, take real world dimensions in meter, convert them to feet using the formula meters into 3.2x equal feet. Enter the feet value in Blender and treat it as feet for our project. So the dimension we have added here, and the platform will be around 8 inch to 10 inch in height. So let's convert inch into foot, and that inch into foot is 0.83. Enter. So this will be our platform for our stall. Let's make it above this grid, and now let's start by designing in our upcoming lecture. Thank you for watching. In the last lecture, we have understood about the basics of Blender. We understood about we have generated a platform which is 6 by 6 meter, and we have converted 6 meter into feet, and here is the dimension, that is 19.68 meter, which is equal to feet. We are calling here is feet. So 19.68 feet and 19.68 feet in x and y direction both. After this, we have to create wall. Now after platform, we don't know what we have to create. So we have to find a reference from which we get inspired and create a stall for our client. So let's search on internet to get inspired. Let's go to Google and go to Pinterest. Open Pinterest and open LinkedIn and search for stall. In the Pinterest, as you can see, there are many designs that has been shown to us by Pinterest search engine. And on the LinkedIn, we have to find it. Here is a 3-wall booth with the table in between and a browser stand and a LED that is around 22 inch. And let's go to Pinterest because we have found many examples in the Pinterest. So here is the Pinterest example, and I like this one. This one I like because it is a little bit complex, and for the example that we are going to see, it is perfect fit for us. And these are very advanced, you can check them. After generating that difficult one, we will going to create many of them. Right now we are working on this one, and let's save image as, and we are going to save it in the folder that we have generated, that is design, and name it as reference and save. So we have a reference created here, and with this reference we are going to generate our stall. As you can see, this is a 2-wall stall, that is wall number 1 and wall number 2, and two sides are open, and it has a fascia with the branding of Godrej, and we are going to brand it with Microsoft. Lights are here, and it has a fancy design above it. It looks difficult, but it is easier than you think. Trust me. It is a LED and a panels with the light in the background, so that the design are highlighted. So let's generate wall, that is shift plus D, and you can see it is duplicated. If you click shift D As you can see, it's duplicated and I have not clicked anything. I just press shift plus D and the cursor, it is just moving with the cursor. Once you click it, it will release that object where the point is located like this. And right now control Z and press shift D again, and again just press right click. Now as you can see, it released the object on the same place the first object was located. Now select move tool and move to the above. You can see we have a object with the same properties as it is at the last object. Now in the transform section, rotate it 90 degree and move it here. As you can see, we have a dimension and we are going to delete that. Now you know how to duplicate the object, but right now we need to add the object. So I have deleted that object and you can see it is a simple one object. Now once you press shift plus A, there is a option menu open here and you have to select from mesh, go to cube, and there is another cube that has been generated. Now let's change the dimension of this cube. That is, first we have to check for the dimension, that is right and back and side. Now for the height we have to change 2 meter to 10 meter, that is 10 feet, that has been given in our mail. The height is 10 feet and for the 10 feet the height is 10 meter because the m is denoted as feet. And for the width we are going to use 19.68, that is 19.68, and keep it 2 and the x direction will be around 19.68. Now it is the same, now it is same as this one, and the width is going to be around 0.4. You can take 0.4 or 5 as a standard width because in the actual area we don't know how much width it will get, and but for the standard purpose and the weight which will be allocated on our wall, at least walls are managed to handle that weight on them. So I am taking a standard weight here and let's keep it around this, and with that control save and shift D, like I have told you how to duplicate an object, control D, release, and we have a duplicate here. So just arrange it a little bit. Now we have a duplicate here and this wall has to be rotated into minus 90. As you can see, minus 90 is better. Just go with it and place it here. Just a little bit. Now we have a two wall are standing here. I think this is too much wide. Let's make it 0.4 standard one. Now let's start with this design. That will be our fascia. Now add a wall that is around Shift A, Q, change it here, and let's go to transform and select for dimension. We will check for the dimension here later on, but right now we have to create it so that it will perfectly fit. Around, keep it around point 0.4, yes, and make it around point 0.3. Now it will be around 19.68. That is the dimension of our base. You can see if it's getting outside our base or not. Yes, it is perfectly fine. Now Shift D, right click, leave it here, and rotate it by 90 degree, and the position of it has been shifted to here. You can see here. Now let's make it around half. Make it around, it will be around, as you can see, the table should be around 2.5 feet. That is, height will be 2.5 feet and width around 3 feet here, 3 feet here. So, and below that it will be around approximation 2.5 feet. So let's have a 2.5 feet here, and it is around 3 feet approximation. Okay, it is will be a approximation. So as you can see, there is a slant height, so I'm just taking an extra edge so that I can create a slope here, and it will be around 3 feet on the dimension. As you can see, and it is not a 3 feet. Let's understand the dimension of this stall and the dimension of our stall that we are working on are different. So we have to work accordingly, and little bit of hit and trial. So right now let's make it around, that is 7 feet to, let's take it directly 8 feet, and now let's duplicate it, release it, and just move it forward. So we have a, so we have total height is around, that is 2 meter, that is 2 feet here, and 2 feet plus 8 feet plus 8 feet. That is 16. 8 plus 8, 16 plus 2. So we have a 2 feet here. 2 plus 8 plus 8 is equal to 8 plus 8, 16 plus 2, 18. So we have a total of 18 feet of height and 19.68 minus 18. So it's equal to 1.68 left. So the area is between 1.68 left in between. So let's duplicate it. Press Shift D, release it, make it, press it, and now make it 90 degree. And let's make it into Y and 90 degree. And now let's make here and turn it around 100. It around 100. Let's little bit of 110. Let's change it here. And now let's increase the size. Select this, increase the size. It will be around 10 feet. So we have to directly take 10 feet here and change it here. It is slightly slant. So we have to take or let's change the dimension. And let's locate a little bit here, here. So I'm using this location panel here. Okay, so let's now let's change the dimension little bit here. Select this and go to object to edit mode. As you can see, we are now in edit mode. Now select this selection mode. As you can see, this is a pointer. We are going to select pointer. And if you select edge, we are going to select edge. And if you are select face mode, it will select to face. Okay, so these are vertex, these are edge, and these are face. So right now we are going to select vertex. Select this one, press and hold shift and select this one. Now press G, it is the shortcut. As you can see, now it's get moving now, but we want it to move in a Y direction. As you can see here, Y direction. Let's press Y and now see it's only moving to the Y direction. But we want here the width of the border will remain same and only this will change. So we have to select face, select face, press Ctrl R, and as you can see, once you press Ctrl plus R, you can see a little bit of box appeared here. Once you scroll up and scroll down, you can see there are many boxes are appear. So what are these boxes? Let's use it and you will get an idea. I just simply left click and move it forward, and just click again. As you can see, there is a cut has been added in this. Let's Control Z again. I'm just repeating the process so that you get the better idea. Press Control plus R, click it. As you can see, you can move forward, and you can see this is known as loop cut and slice. Once you open it, you can see number of cut here, and you can see the smoothness. Let's Control plus R again. Once left click, now move it upward, select again. Now let's select above and press G. As you can see, the size below this loop cut is remain same, and the size above this loop cut is getting changed. So right now let's Control Z again and press select vertex and press G and Y. As you can see, now I have make it inside the edge and we can't see anything around here. Let's again, here is a sharp edge. As you can see, there is a one sharp edge. Now let's select this one, press tab, and you are now into the object mode again. Now select this one and press tab again. It is a shortcut. When you press tab, you will directly go into edit and object mode. Now let's select this one, go to edge select edge and press G and Y. Move it a little bit forward. You can see now it has an edge around it. Now press tab. You can see there is an edge here, and once you go to edge, you can see we have generated an edge like this. So we have generated this border. Now let's create another border for this one. First we have to go to object mode. As you can see, we are seen in the object mode, and now select this one, shift D, duplicate, and right click, just move it forward, and as you can see it has parallelly moved here. Now let's select and with this one go to edit mode, select this edge tool and just select as, press X, which is a shortcut, press X and delete for edge. Now this delete X edge, select X, simply select the edge, X, delete, X, delete. Delete, not this one, we are going to delete this one, edge, X, edge. So we have this area has been left out with no face. Now press shift, select this edge, edge, edge and edge. We have selected all the edges. Now right click, fill. We have filled the edges, as you can see. Now press E, that is extrude, and extrude it a little bit. Ah, okay. Now E, that is, now press G and move it in the Y direction. Little bit of Y direction. And press G again in the Z direction. Let's see if it's working or not. No, I don't like this one. And let's Control Z. Press. I just Control Z till the first step that I have extruded. So right now there is no extrude. First let me tell you what is extrude. Once you press E, there will be a extrude happen. And what this extrude is, it will just create another object above the object, but is this object is connected to this one, but it has a separation between them. It is just like a loop cut. In the loop cut, we make a cut in between the object, and in the extrude we just create another object above that object. That's all. So right now let's make it extrude disappear, and simply go to object mode, make it, move it forward, press G and Z, move it forward. As you can see, press G and X, not X, press G and Z, move it forward, go to this one, press, go to edge mode, select edge, press G and Y, move it forward. That's all. Now let's make it, press tab, select this one. By selecting tab, I have just entered the object mode. Now let's go to transform mode. And I just have to select, press G and Z for the Z direction, and press G and Y for the Y direction. Now let's check if there is any gap here. We have, I think there is a little bit of gap, and move G and Y direction. Got it. As you can see, and press this one, press, now go to tab, select edge and press G and Y, move it forward. Now let's check this out and compare it with the reference image that we have available. Yes, now it's working fine. Now go to object mode. As you can see, now we have a basic framework that has been generated, and let's check for the dimension of the table. According to this, our table might should be different, I think, because according to size of this, our table should be in the dimension of little bit higher than that. So press shift plus A, mesh, add cube. Now let's move that cube and just make it a little bit. in the dimension. As you can see, it is around it is around 6.3 feet. So let's make it 2.5 feet in the height. Make it 2.5 feet, and I think it is not 2.5 feet, it is around 4.5 feet. Maybe no, it is around 2.5 feet. Why? Because of the dimension. Let's take it 2.5 feet, and with that, let's go to object mode, select edge and press G, make it Y to move into Y direction. Yes, now we have a table that has been generated. So it has a two-side table. So right now we are just going to use a one-side table. Now we are going to create the table completely with this class. So on this edge, let's create a basic cube again. Press Shift A, mesh, add cube, and with this cube, let's change its dimension according to our table and make it this here above the table. And now make it a make the size of it this one, around this, make it 0.1, and make it around this one, move it down towards. As you can see, the dimension of this are same. Now let's move it a little bit, move forward, control save. Now our glass has not been created. Right now it's not has been created. So before that, we are now going to move it here, and let's press shift, and this time we are taking a cylinder, a cylindrical shape. And right now let's transform it, and first move it here, move it here, move it here. Now let's transform it completely. As you can see, move. And now let's scale a little bit. Now move it. As you can see, if I zoom it out, you can see these are cylindrical shape on which our glass material will be placed. So for that reason, I am just creating this, and let's move it backward a little bit, move it down. Now let's duplicate it, control S, duplicate, shift D, and leave it by pressing right click, move it backward little bit. And now let's shift plus D, right click and move it on the right side, or let's Control Z, select this and duplicate both of them, Shift T, and right click and move them forward. Let's So we have a glass material, update it. Let's Now let's place our glass object here. As you can see, we have placed our glass object. Now let's select this object and shader go to shader. Once we go to shader, we are now in the glass properties, and now we have to change the material properties, and it is really important. So that, go to right hand side on the object properties, you can see there is a material, and once you click on material, you will create a new material, and just click new material. Once you click it, new, and there is a tab has been generated. Now you double click it and name it glass table. Just click principal BSTF and make it glass BSTF. Now control as save. Now one last step is here. Once you go to render mode, you have to render engine, select to cycles. If you have a graphic card, it will work very fine. So just click it. Once you click it, here is our glass material that we have generated. As you can see, transparent. For cylindrical material that we have created is now visible, just like a glass or a transparent material. Now let's go to GPU compute. Make it to GPU compute. I have a CPU compute, so that's why it's getting lower. So perfectly fine. As you can see, render fast. We have a glass material. Make it to Eevee again. So in the layout section, I just shifted the our light bulb and changed the light bulb to 1 to 3000, so that it is clearly visible. So right now let's make it to this our layout. Now let's go to viewport again, and viewport again. We have a basic workflow has been generated. Now let's create a fascia here. Once you create a fascia, let's start by creating this one. Go to here and just create a fascia of this one. So now we are going to create this one. Press Shift A, add cube, make it forward. Yes, now make it forward, and now go to transform and just simply make it a rectangle. Move it here, and little bit of higher around this, and just move it a little bit down. And now let's go to edit mode, select this edge and control B, control plus B. As you can see the difference here, it's making a bevel. This is a shortcut to make it bevel. So just click it and you can see the width height segment. Just increase the segment so it will get smooth around edges, and material should be around this. Is okay. So now let's click outside, select this one, this edge, and press G and move into the Y direction. Yes, like this. And now let's go to this, make it a smooth edge, right click, smooth shading. That's all. And keep shading edge. Nope, nope. Tab, Control Z, right click, auto smooth. Yes, or Control Z, right click. Just simply select it, right click, shade auto smooth. There is no gap in between and there is a pattern that has been laid out. So we can just simply select this, Control plus D, Shift D, and click it, make it into 90 degree of separation. As you can see, I just rotate it into right direction, X direction, that is minus 90, and make it to the width should be around like this. Go to object mode, mm, transformation, and select it. Once you select it, just click and select it. Go to tab, object mode, and select, press G, move it upward in the Y direction. No, not in the Y direction, that is Z and Y direction. Control Z and move it to the direction, that is transform. Move it into this direction. Now simply delete these edges or move them if you want. Let's select vertex, select these, press X, delete vertex. Yes. Now make it vertex, press G and press Z and press them, move it forward. And as you can see, press G and Y, move forward. That's all. Now press tab, go to layout mode, and we have generated our, and we have filled this area. Now let's select this one. It has a width that is a higher bit, so let's change the width of this area. Let's suppose take it 1 or 0.8 and move it a little bit backward and a little bit down. Got it. So now we have created this area, and I think it should be a little bit higher. So let's scale it above and select, move it a little bit higher. Now let's, yes, now let's select This one, Control Shift D, right click and rotate it on the x axis, that is 90°. Move it upward and make it little bit lower in size, and move down here. As you can see, it is in between them. So just right click here, so just click here, Control Shift D, just duplicate it, rotating to the x axis again on the 90°, and make it move on forward. Yes, and now make it scale a bit higher. As you can see, it just go inside it, and just move a little bit in between it, and let's check it around here and here. So we have let's simply change dimension using the location tool. Now let's add another fascia. These are small structure that has been generated above it. Now let's add them. So as you can see, this structure is has a height similar to this and have a little bit higher height above them, and it is same, the height of this box is similar to this box. So let's make it little bit higher again. So press S, that is a shift, that is a shortcut for scaling, so I don't want that to be happen. So Control Z and scale it on above, move above, and just add a small box around here. Let's duplicate it again, Shift D, right click, leave it down, and now move them, scale down, move it like this, and simply again same process, Control D, right click, move it, scale down, and S, not S, just move it by selecting the move cursor, you can see. So location should be around about it little bit. Yes, so it has a location of, let's with 5.2, it has a 5.3, so make it 5.2, so it will get the same height it has. So now let's generate these boxes. Shift, select this one, Shift D, leave it here, and again scale down like this, make it a box, and just move it down. That's all. Shift D, select this one, Shift D, release it, just move down. Again Shift D, move it, move down. Again Shift D, release, move here. So we have generated this structure. Now let's create another box here. Select this one. Now shift, not shift, let's duplicate it again. Shift D, right click, make it duplicate, and now rotate it on the y direction, that is 90 degree, and 0 degree on x direction, and the height should be around 1 or 2 according to this. So it has a height of 3.44, so we can make it 3.44 on the x-axis. It has a height on z and it has a height on x. Why so? Because as you can see, there is no rotation in it and there is a 90-degree rotation, so it is changing its dimension according to it. Okay, so let's make it move forward. Shift D, press tab, and select edge, face, select this face, and press G and Y. No, Y, not Y. Press X. Yes. Same like this. Press tab again. Select this one. Press tab again. Go to edit mode. Now select this face. As you can see, face, and press G and X. Move it to X direction. That's all. Now press tab again. We are into object mode. Now let's move it to the little bit this direction. See, and press go to tab, edit, and select this face. Press G and Z. Little downward. That's all. Now the basic structure has been generated. Now let's add this box here. Simply press Control, press Shift plus A, add cube. Cube it should be around here. So it is around 2 feet or 1.5 feet. So make it like that. So height should be around 1 feet or 1.5 feet, and the dimension should be around 3 feet, or you can make it 2 feet. Make it here and make it, the scale is around it. Yes, that's all. Now it has a dimension, that is press, go to tab. After selecting the face of this cube, now select this face and press I and make it invert. That's all. Now let's that's all. Now let's Control S, save. We have a basic structure has been generated, and now it has a, make it move to, press tab, make it move to middle of it. Now let's drink some water. Now let's get to another step. Now let's add two pole around here. So like this one, simply just select this, and the process of cylinder will be same. So I'm just copying it. Control Shift plus not Control Shift plus D and move it here. So the process will be same. So just scale it a little bit because the thickness of the pole should be higher than this one. So I'm just creating. So just make it a little bit down and make it higher. Move it above, make it here. And just move it down and just go to tab, select this face, move it upward. That's all. Press tab again and move it a little bit forward. Let's change the material property here. So once you select it on the layout mode, in the object mode, go to material, object material, this material property, and select new and name it pole pole, and just select for the metallic property and make it higher. That's all you have to do. Now let's go to shading mode. As you can see, it has a metallic property. See, it has a metallic property right now. So now just go to layout and simply shift D, right click and move it forward. So we have a two pole that support this design. So we are going to add this, these five areas. We are going to add shift plus A, cube, cube, make it around here. I'm just creating a basic layout right now. I'm not checking the dimension right now. We will check for the dimensions later on. So right now I'm just making them accordingly, and let's move them little bit around here and just add a screen. We will add a screen later on. Shift D, release, just copy it around here, and 1 2 3 4, just shift D, copy it, rotate it 90 degree and move it backward. Shift D, I just copied here again. So 2 on this wall, 2 on this wall. All these things has been generated. You can ignore this one, this one, this one, this one, because we will clear it out later on. Now let's add lights. As you can see, we have to create lights. Right now we are going to create press shift A, press cylindrical shape, and with this cylindrical shape we are going to simply let's select this cylinder and go to material. In the material property, press new, and with this new light and make it, simply click here make it black. Are we seeing anything? Yes. And now press tab or go to edit mode. Go to select this face and select this face again. And now again click plus here, new. Now click LED light. I just naming it randomly so we will not get confused. So right now let's go to shading mode. In the shading mode, let's select this principal node and go to emission. And with this emission, select this one, this. Yes. Now as you can see, is there any emission in that right now? No. Right now, is there any emission in that? No, because we have not assigned anything to this face yet. So everything will be black, remains black. So what we are going to do is that select this and select this light. We have selected this emission. We only have to assign this property to it because we have two properties. This is the main category property and this is the subcategory property. So just assign it and you can see there is a change. Everything will be black and it is white. Now we are going to change its properties. Go to composition. Simply select this and go to composition. In the composition, what we have done is that we have just simply cracked this thing. Use nodes. That's all. And in the node section, we have simply add this glare effect by searching. Shift A, search. I just searched for glared and just put it in between them. So right now, if you see shading, there is no effect in it. So let's increase the strength also. Let's make it 7. There is a change. So what we are going to do is that let's change the property of our composition. And once you select it, so let's make it stick to bloom. So we have a bloom effect here and let's make it go to shading mode again. And as you can see, there is a bloom light available right now. As you can see, there is a tab extra. If you don't know how to add an extra tab, you can do like here. Just this is the arrow and just drag it here and you will see a extra window pop up. So what I'm gonna do is here, select this one and select for compositor and you can see compositor menu here. Just bring it down. Right now we are going to change everything directly here and we don't have to go to composition setting. Right now let's change it directly and use different options. As you can see here, ghost effect and we have a streaks. There is a streak different. Let's use this one. Yes. And fog mix. So now simply let's change the size of it. Press S, small it down and go to layer. You can scale up and scale down in the layer section also. So let's go to Y, just put it here. As you can see, we have added this here. So if you go into render section, you can see there is no change in here. And if you go to cycles in the render option, go to cycles in the render, if with cycles, Go to Eevee and try to render it again. Press F12, but directly we have a bloom effect right now, as you can see. So F12 is the shortcut to rendering thing like this. As you can see in the render section, render image, this is F12. This is the shortcut. We will discuss it later on. So just copy all this light, just duplicate it, Shift D, and Shift D, they are getting pop up. We will change it later on, or we can do this right now. Go to scale and just do it. That's all. A little bit more. Yes. Now it's working fine, and the position of this should be around little bit down. Okay. Now let's duplicate this and then duplicate this, duplicate this, duplicate this. Okay. So all the lights had been perfectly set up. So as you can see, and let's delete this one, and we have a light. Let's F12 it, and we have a blooming light which bloom our image. You can see there's a blooming effect. So let's change this to cycle and see after removing the lights. This is what bloom effect has done. As you can see, there is a dim light effect from each of the light has given to our stall. This is just the LED small light effect that we have given, and if we change the emission, and everyone has their own strength and they will bloom like a bright star. You can see it looks really nice. Before we jump into branding our stall, there is something we need to understand first. Branding guidelines. These guidelines are likely the rule of the game. They define how a brand's logo, color, font, and overall style should be used. And trust me, whether it's Microsoft, Google, or any other company, following these guidelines is not just important, it's not negotiable. To help you understand how to apply these guidelines, we are going to design a standee using Microsoft and Google branding guidelines or graphics branding rules. Why? Because learning from the best will give you a clear idea of how to make your design look professional, cohesive, and aligned with a brand's identity. Creating a standee is the perfect starting point. Once you master this, you will be able to apply these branding concepts to large elements like stalls. And remember, branding is the foundation of every design. It's what makes your work stand out and ensures that the client's identity is represented perfectly. So let's start by creating our standee with these guidelines in mind. Once you are done, we will move on to apply branding to the entire stall. Ready? Let's design something amazing. We are going to use Photoshop. Alright, we have just wrapped up designing the standee. And let me tell you, it's masterpiece. You have handed over the print ready files to the vendor and soon your design will come to life. That's a big win right there. Right now, it's time to get back to where we left off. Our stall design in Blender. This is where all the skills you have learned so far will come together. So now let's start by asking. You can find this file in the design folder, and there is a orange, green, blue, yellow, gray. These are all the colors that Microsoft is using in their branding, and you can use them and try to create a combination of these two colors. Let's try to add color in this, and then we will try to add color in another one. So let's try to add color by selecting this. Go to object mode and go to viewport shading and just select the object. Go to material, new material, and wall. And I'm just using a green color, wall green, and try to add color. Try to add hexagon color, and you can see what is the hexagon color in the green. 7FBA hashtag 7FBA 00. Press enter. Yes, we have a green color same as this highlighted here. And now try to add this same color in this wall too, and simply go to material and try to go shading. In this shading panel, select green wall. You can see that we have already created a green wall. So by going to shading panel, and you can see here this ball, and just select it and select wall green, and automatically the color has been allotted to this wall. It is really simple. Okay, now let's add this color to this wall also. So this wall, and select, go to shading, go to the wall, and select this here. Now we can select automatically here. Now select this one, go to wall, select this. Yes. Now let's select this one, go to wall and green, select this, select wall. Process is same. Select wall. Yes. Now let's give this area a red color. Green and red combination. Orange red. We are using a orange red. Let's try F25022. New, double click, wall, red, base color, hashtag F25022. Enter. Okay, we have this orange color. I don't know why, but I like blue. Let's 00A for EF. Select 00A for EF. Am I right? A for EF. Let's enter. Yes, green and blue combination. It's looking yes, it's looking nice. Let's give this color also. Now you can select it by this from here also. Simply select this and red. Okay. We have named the red, but we are using the blue color, so please don't get confused. And simply use this as a blue. Yeah, okay. Now we have a blooming structure with different layout. Now let's go to this, and with this make it blue. And now one wall should be in green and one wall should be in blue. Is it looking good? Yes or no? We don't know yet. If we can give this a printable color, or we can just create a design on it, we can check it later on. So right now I'm just giving it a color. That's all I'm doing. Green, green, select, select, and red, red. I think it's not looking good, and let's make it green, green. Yes. Hmm. We can change the color later on if we don't like it. I'm just giving you an idea how we can use that. And let's make it blue. So now for the table, I'm using white color, and I'm going to use this table dimension and create a printable design file for it. So let's check what is the dimension of it. And we have a dimension of Y and X direction, Y and Z direction. So we have a width of 7.3 feet, not meter, it is feet, and 2.5 feet in height, in length. So let's change it. So let's create. So let's create table first. And now I have downloaded a Microsoft SVG file. It is a printable file and high quality file. So you don't have to be worried about that. It is just a vector file, not a pixelated file. So I am using right now. Let's open Photoshop, file, new, and we don't have any feet input here. So we are using inches here, and 1 feet to inches. Let's convert 1 feet to inch. So as we know, 1 feet equal to 12 inches. So we have a height of 2.5 feet. So our 2.5 foot, it will be around 30 inches, and 7.3 foot will be 87.6 inches. 87.6 inch, and create our file. Now let's import this Microsoft file here. I have imported this file. I just directly drag and drop here, and it will just open up. And let's get it around here like this. Yes. Select this. Yes. I have aligned it in the middle, and just save it. And right now I'm not just saving it as a PDF file or TIF or PDF or PSD version. Why? Because I am using a image in here. So we need a smaller size of image. Let's export as and change it to JPEG. Resolution, keep it low, and size, make it around 50%, and export it. And we are going to export is we are going to export this in the our design folder and naming it as table branding. These are table branding. Press save. Now we have saved this table branding file in our design folder. Let's select this. Now in the Blender, select our table. First Control S, save, and go to shading. In this shading section, we have a material that we have generated by selecting new and name it table. Simply drag this image in our Blender in the shading section. You can see this is the editor type. So this is the point. Just press this and connect it to the base. As you can see, there is a change here. Now go to UV edit and select this. You can see there is a change. But before that, we have to change something important. Right now, this Microsoft is working on this table, in whole this table. Okay, right now we have not assigned this front area to our image. So select this again, new table front, go to edit mode, select this one, this face, select table front and assign. Okay, as you can see, the image that we have selected is gone. So go to first, go to this, go to shading and delete this image. And now select this, drag image again and select here. As you can see, same thing we are seeing right here again. So let's select UV edit. These are UV mapping. So we are going to UV map it. So let's select this, scale and scale up. But first, as you can see, we can't see any color and any texture here. So just scroll up or scroll down. You can see, simply drag your cursor here and scroll up and scroll down. You can move it to the left. Now select this and you can see the change. Now let's rotate it. You can see, rotate. I am rotating it to the 90-degree and you can see it's just working on the front angle. And I am just using a moving tool. Let's move it out. Select this both point, select this both point, move, select these both, move, and select these both, move. And now zoom in, simply select, I'm using a middle mouse to move it. As you can see, I'm clicking middle click. moving here, you can see we have a Microsoft. But I think there is something, there is a change. Let's go to layout. As you can see, there is a change here. Can you see that? There is a little bit of change here. Let's see how we can change it. Edit mode. I think it is because of this. Yes, it is because of that. Don't worry, we are just adjusting it. Let's go to shading and go to UV map. As you can see, they are 4 point and they are 4 point here. The reason it just getting distorted because the point we are using here is not just a right perfect rectangle. As you can see, it is not a perfect rectangle and it is a perfect rectangle. That is why if we change the shape according to it, you can see we are getting into it. And now see, it is now perfectly fine. As you can see, now let's go to layout, go to object. Yes, now we have perfectly Microsoft branding done. We are getting deep into the world of 3D. So on Google, I have searched for Edge logo. Okay, so I have found it on the Wikipedia. It is the first logo, and simply right click, save as image, and you can see it has a SVG format. Now let's save it, and now let's open it. Do we have a, it is a PNG format but not a SVG format. So let's open it and try to download original file, that is SVG, save as, and SVG document save. Why I am using a SVG format, you will get to know in some time. I don't know why, but I really don't like this and it's getting really irritating. And so let's change it to F and make it white. And as you can see, I have downloaded this PDF from Microsoft website. And let me tell you one thing, I like this blue color. So let's find this blue color. How we can do that? We can use Canva for that, or Photoshop, whatever medium you feel it's easy, you can use it. So I'm using Canva right now and I'm just taking a snapshot of it. I took snapshot, just copy and paste, just paste it. And element, you can add headline and select color. Now go for add new color, pick the color, and you can see here is our code. Now let's paste this code here and make it white first. Let's use change this white to FFFFFF white and change this to blue. Let's change this white to blue. Paste. Wow, as you can see, we are using the same format. We are using the same wall green on everyone. Like the material that we have created is same for everyone. Whenever we change the material itself, all the places we have used this material will change also. So let's make it white here. Light glass table red fall. Let's use this red fall and it become white. Now we have blue color and make it blue here also. Use green. Let's see if we like it or not. Green. Green. Do we like it? A little bit. Let's make it green also. Here. Yes. Now it's look little bit better. Let's blend them. So let's understand what is the dimension we have here. So here the dimensions are 361 foot. In Photoshop, this is 361 foot. This is 361. So we have to create a graphic for this one. So we have to adjust dimensions for this one and we have same dimension for all these boxes. So right now let's open our Photoshop, change foot into inches and we have 1 foot. Let's calculate it and we have a calculator with 12 into the foot number that we have right now. So we have 361 meter multiply 3.61 which is 43.32 inches. So let's add width 42.32 inches and the height will be around 4.59 foot. Remove 4.59 foot into 12 inches. So 55.08. So it is 55.08. This is the height and let's create them. So we have created this artboard. As you can see, it is the rectangle and it is the rectangle here. And now let's adjust. I will try to add a logo of Microsoft here. So why not let's I think we can do something better. Let's do it. So right now let's add edge logo here, Microsoft Edge, and we have a and as we already know Microsoft Edge should have this and let's try to open it up. I'm using Corel Draw right now. It is the version that okay, the file is corrupted and we can't open it. So let's try to open it in Illustrator. If we can open it, most probably it will not open because once the Corel Draw show it is corrupt, it will not open, and if it open, then I don't know. Wow. So we have this, and let's simply copy. I just open it in Illustrator. uh I want you to just, if you have Illustrator you can use that, but if you don't have, I just simply provide you the Photoshop file, so you don't have to worry about that. So let's hope for the best. And yes, we have edge. It is a pixelated file, so in the print section it might get pixelate because the image size is not that high resolution. So I request you to ask the client, that is Microsoft in this case. I will ask them to share the original file with me, but right now we can ignore it. And let's use clamp tool. And I was using healing tool and it's not working, so let's increase the size. Okay, now let's see. Press alt, select this and release alt. Now paste here. So now let's, I'm assuming that you know a basics of Photoshop right here. Okay, so you know how to use brush tool and clamp tool. So press save, and I just save it here. That is PDF file, and I just name it edge background. So let's paste it and let's export it as a JPEG. In the JPEG, let's scale it 50% again and export it. Export here, edge background. Let's save it, and now let's give it a material. Now select this box, first new box, black, and now change the color to black, and again press plus sign, new, double click, edge background. Now press tab and go to edit mode. Now select this face, select this and select face. Now select this edge background and assign it. Now once you assign it, you can see the change in the color. Now go to shading, simply drag this here and connect it to base, and you can see the change. And now go to UV editing. After you go to UV editing, just scale further and rotate it 90-degree anti-clockwise. Now use move tool, select these, move, select these, move, select these, move, select these, move. You can see the change here. Let's zoom it, middle click, use mouse middle click, move tool, select this, move here, move here, move here, move here. As you can see, Control S. Now let's go to layout. So we have a layout here. So we can do one thing here also. Let's try to give it a light. Okay. So let's change this. It is just an experiment purpose. So let it emission and go to shading, surface. Nope. Displacement, thickness, volume, surface, all, Eve, all, strength. Nope, it's not working. And let's add this color and I just simply add this to emission and make it strengthful. As you can see, the strength of it little bit this, and let's see. Yes, it is a light type of. Okay, now it's getting amazing. So let's meet it further. Yes, little bit of strength. Yes, and make it volume. Okay, displacement nothing, thickness nothing. Eve all, cycle all. Yes, add another graphic here and save it first. Now go to this place and let's select graphics, and here I'm just adding a text, Karan Rathore. Nope, I'm just using a this blender course is amazing. Please give 5 star to this course and share with our friends. So it is just a marketing thing, and please don't consider it with the Microsoft guidelines. So simply make it awesome. So let's increase it and let's change the background further. So you change the background to looking good. Okay, so let's save it, and it is a second, so let's group it 2 and group it 1. Okay, so once you unhide it, you can see this is the second first and this is the second. And let's try to create another. Let's create Microsoft here, and you can just use this Microsoft. I don't know if it will work, but I think we can do better. Let's try to add Blender logo and Photoshop logo. Okay, so I'm using a Photoshop logo here, and simply save it. And now Blender and Photoshop. Try to add a background in Blender. So it is not within the guidelines of Microsoft because we are using a different company. It is just for fun. I'm just adding a space here, and I know you will get the idea how we are doing it. Just simply uh, take a box, change the color. Let's change it, and just simply press Alt, and you can see this sign in between them at Blender. Okay, so now let's save it and name it group 3, and just simply add a logo of Photoshop. That's all. File, export, export as in make kit, export, name as PS, export, done. And export this one also. I can right click and export it directly. Simply Blender. I just exported it, and now yes, we have this thing right here. And now add new box 2. Now add again new box 2, front, and add simply drag this Blender again. Now we can see we have a Blender. But first, what we are going to do is that we are going to change the color of this black, okay, the whole color, and assign it. So for assigning it, let's go to edit mode, select this face, select this box front, and assign it. Now we can see the difference. Now let's change the texture here and 90-degree anti-clockwise. Okay, so why this getting 90-degree? Because we are using a different dimension, that's why. So it's not an issue. So let's move it. I'm getting it roughly, so you can make it perfectly if you want. I'm just using a roughly, so it's doesn't matter. So right now go to layout and you can see we have edge, we have blender, and looks cool. And we have two more boxes right here, and let's change them. First new, and box 3, box 3 front. And now go to edit mode, select this face, select this box front and assign it. Now go to shading mode, and in the shading mode just you can use this refraction. Let's see what this refraction do to our image. Do we have a fourth number? I think we have edge, and we have blender, we have Photoshop, and what about the fourth group that we had? Photoshop, blender. Okay, this is the one we forgot about. Let's quick export as png. And okay, doesn't care about the name right now. And let's go to this and just see what we are getting the result. So right now let's select this, rotate it 90-degree, and can we see the result? And let's increase and move. This is the settings. So let's change to setting to diffusion roughness. Let's delete this. Background diffuser emission glass glossy. Let's use glossy. What is there any difference? Maybe there is some difference here. Now let's go to again this section, and let's add Photoshop file here. So let's new, select box 4, select new box 4 front, and now add this image of Photoshop that we have created in Photoshop. So just bring it here, and now nothing happened, Why? Because we have not assigned this. So go to edit mode, select this face and select face and select this and now assign it. Okay, so we have assigned it. We have assigned it, right? Yes. So go to UV edit and see what is the problem. Okay, that is the problem. Now change it to 90° and select these and select these and select these. Move it like this. As you can see, we have Photoshop. So now go to layout and we have branding done. Now let's create a logo here. So what we are going to do? So we are going to do a new material. Nope. We are going to create a new material. Go to shading. In the shading menu, let's create a new material. Delete and just new above and now change it color. Now let's give it a logo that will bright up. For that we are going to import svg file into the blender. So now let's import svg file. Can you see? Is there any svg? Yes, there is svg. So to enable svg, you simply have to go to edit and preference and go for svg, scalable vector format. svg, you have to enable it. Okay, if not, you have to find it online like this. Get extension, and in the extension menu you have to search for extension and search for svg. Import svg, cut directory, freestyle xpg exporter. As you can see, there is an extension available. So let's import svg cuts directly. Import svg cut directory, and you can see extension has been installed. Import object based on directory of svg cuts, and you have to enable it. Okay, like this, and then the information about the import will show up. So right now let's select for svg format, svg as grease pencil, svg as directory, and svg as vector graphics. So I have to use svg vector graphics. And what I think I might change this size. I think change size here. Let's add Windows logo here. I'm searching of Windows logo for svg. Windows in svg. If it's open, yes, it's opening. And let's open with, nope, let's Microsoft Windows logo. Let's open it in Blender. Now import Blender Windows, import. Where is our import go? Let's search for it. Yes, here it is, Windows, and just move it upward and scale it, and I hope it worked fine. Yes, it's working fine. Let's increase it further and rotate it 90° minus 90, and nope, minus 90 not working. Make it 90. Yes, now move it here, here, and here. But before that, let's extrude it. Select this, go to data and go to shape, go to geometry. Within geometry, let's offset it, as you can see. But change these curves to extrude. Let's one. As you can see, it's extruded. Load. Let's make 0.01. It's extrude little bit. Yes. Now move it downward little bit. Yes, and make it yeah. And now make it lit black. The material should be black, black, black. Make it black, black. As you can see, now we have a depth here. As you can see, duplicate, safety, leave it behind, select, and now let's now use node, and now make it emission, duplicate it and delete this. Yes, delete. Now new, select emission. Now we have emission of blue and go to this, and we have an emission right now. As you can see, little bit down. Yes, and emission will be with the strength of, you can see we have a emission behind it. Now let's go to this again. Now we are using this process again on this right hand side. Add a Microsoft logo here. So file, let's import svg and add this Microsoft, import it. I don't know where it goes, so search for that, select all of them, move it forward, scale up, scale further. Yes, and rotate it in 90-degree. Yes, so these both are different, so let's make it 90-degree. I don't know why, but let's make it 90-degree. Make it rotate 90, no, 90-degree both. Yes, keep it directly 90. As you can see here, the options has been displayed, so I just make it 90-degree. And now let's control S, save. And now let's move both of them, move, rotate in the X 90-degree, and now move and scale down and move, scale down a little bit again and move. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that just simply extrude all of them. So let's extrude the same process, select and go to curve. In the curve section, go for geometry 0.01. Let's extrude 0.01, enter 0.01, extruded 0.01. Oh, where is the extrusion? Yes, gas 0.01. It means that you can directly change SVG into 3D format. It's very easy and it is really handy to use this feature, and it will help you a lot. So once you let's move it here. It's getting confusing. Yes, just duplicate, shift T, duplicate. Yes, and now once you changed, and now let's change the material property and delete this one. I just delete it. Do we have a shading? Nope. And do we have a layout? Nope. So for Microsoft, let's give it a new name, and with name it, let's nope, surface emission strength high, and save. Just select this one. With this, use nodes, but let's it's changing in both of them, so let's select it and delete this one. Yes, and now use node. Now emission, select color. We can emit a white color also, but I like to change the emission to different color so that we don't have to worry. I'm using a difficult method. Okay, so you just watch and copy. So let's let new emission. Yes, select color. Yes, yes, emission strength approximate 2. Again process the same, delete new, select emission color, pinpoint the color here, and emission strength 2. Now select this one, delete new material, change to emission, and color I will pinpoint. Now emission will be 2. Now let's and move it backward. Yes, little bit further. Now let's select all of them, backward, backward, and move here. As you can see, we have a perfect match. Now let's change it, and here you can see it's working perfectly. Safely land here, or we can just delete it, delete it. We can just use this. You will know once I make it, you will get to know easily. And now let's move it down. Yes, why we have used it? because it's a window logo. So why we have used it? Let me tell you something. So what we are going to see, as you can see, the thing we have created here, if you just take a cube and it had the dimension of 2.5 and you can just place it here and approach this, just increase this and select this and increase the height a little bit. That's all. Now it has the height of 2.5 feet. Now how we can use it? I have a prime example that we have done a event before. So I just deleted that. So you can see this is the prime example. This is an Autodesk company, and as you know, it has a product, it has many product, it has software company and it has many product, which is one of the product that it has generated is AutoCAD. And you are most probably familiar with the AutoCAD software, and the AutoCAD software manufacturer is Autodesk. We have done a project LED skin in the behind, and this is the logo that we have created. First it was generated in 3D, and after that we have created in the real world. This is how we can use this logo like here. Now let's add a brochure. Now here comes a small challenge that we have to search all our 3D stuff online, and we have to search for brochure stand 3D free. We can create it, but we if we want to reduce our workload, we can download it. So here is the browser stand and it is free, and you can see CG Trader is a website we can find our stuff. So let's click it and go to free download. First we have to log in to download that. As you can see, we have two files that we can download it. Let's try FBX. It doesn't matter which file you are using. I just downloaded in design folder so that you can find it online. So let's copy and let's file, import and search for FBX format. And we have FBX here and just click it. Now let's paste our folder destination, folder path, and which have we have copied from here. So let's select it and double click it. And now let's check where it is located. Yes, here it is. And now just increase the size of it, move it here and just increase the size. Yes, let's move it here, and the size of it is very big. We can just decrease the size a little bit. Yes, it is about 3 feet, approximation 3 feet. As you can see, it is okay. We can increase and decrease the destiny size of it like this. Let's make it 3 feet. Nope, let's make it 4 feet. Yes, now let's move it upward. Yes, now we have a browser stand updated here, and let's see how it's look. Let's try to create a wall background. So for the wall background, we are not using any graphics here. We simply use a image, but we have to check for the dimension of the image so that we can give a print file later. So for that, let's select it, and we have a dimension of 2.19.68 feet and 10 feet, which is not meter and it is feet. So let's open Photoshop. In Photoshop, press go to file, new, and add a width of 19.7 or 68. It is almost similar, so it doesn't matter. And let's take the height of 10 feet and create it. Select this, paint skin this and gap, and go to paste. And now just select this color 1868. Okay, this is the color, and just use a Photoshop Windows brand guideline, and we have a Microsoft Edge. Let's create a wall with its logo. Do we have a guideline for Microsoft Edge? Use this brand guidelines color. How we can use this color? Microsoft Edge. Yes, dark blue, dark gray, light gray. So we can use this type of logo. Simply print screen it, click it, paste it, and we are going to use a dark blue color for it, and just check if we can find it one for that. Let's take a light gray color and just delete and just add this color. Yes, and make it in between. Just select it, go to, now we can put this logo here or here. If people are coming from this side or if they are coming from this side, I don't think they come. Yes, they can come from this side also. And let's add a logo here, and we can add a screen here. Let's export it, file, export, export as, and export as JPEG, and export, export design edge, wall, background. Now we can see where we have saved it. Yes, and let's go to this wall or this wall. It's up to, it's your choice. I'm just selecting this wall, and just again adding new material. Go to new material, side wall, and just go to shader. Before shader, I am going to select edge mode and select this edge, and just side wall, go to assign. I am just assigning it like this, and just import it. And with this, I'm just adding this again, and go to UV editing. Now I just counterclockwise it again a little 90 degree, and zoom in, select move. To move, just select this. I have just selected move and just move it here. Select this. I'm how I'm playing this around. I'm just using the middle click of mouse. The click inside our scroll. I'm just repeating all the steps. You can see. So we have a problem here, a little bit of problem. Why or how? Let's check it out. It is not in the middle. That's all. And I want it to be in the middle. So let's go to layout and go to object mode here. And as you can see, I just want it to be move a little bit left, a little bit left. That's all. Now it is in the middle. Yes. And now let's add a TV here. So for that, for the LCD screen, we should have to understand how we are going to use the dimension, because it will get little bit confusing if we are using this in feet. Okay, so for that, now let's go to our Google, and in the Google, just click it, delete, and now let's go to foot into inches or meter into foot. Now foot into meter we were using every time. So for 1 meter we have 3.2 foot. So the dimension of a 42 inch plasma. So this is the size of the 42-inch plasma. And for the height, let's take it around 60 centimeter. Why? Because I already know. So I'm just taking a round figure of it. Okay. So for, let's go to images and search for the, so for the 42-inch dimension, we are taking around 100 centimeter, a round of figure. Why? Because we want a gap between our plasma and all the stuff we are using on the wall. That is why, for the all the graphics that we are using. So I just taking a 100 centimeter for safety side. and 60 centimeter for this height. By the way, 42 centimeter plasma is standard that we always use in our stall, and we can take it around 52-inch plasma also. Let's take it. It's 50-inch, and you can take it around 120 centimeter, and the height should be around 70 centimeter of height we can take. This is the height of the plasma because we are using without strand a 42-inch here. So the size of the 42-inch should be around 100, that was 93, and 60, 160 we were using. So let's add shift plus a and add a cube again. With this cube, it has the dimension of 2 to 2 meter, which is 2 to 2 feet. And let's convert centimeter to meter first. So let's convert to centimeter, and 100 centimeter should be 1 meter, and 60 centimeter should be 0.6 centimeter. Okay. So let's add it to 100 centimeter. Okay, and now convert this centimeter to foot, which is around 1 meter is equal to 3.28 foot. So in the real world and in our software, we are using different, like I have already explained you before. That is confusing, you can check that lecture again. So just 1 meter is around 2.38 foot. So let's take the width of this is 3.28 foot, and 0.6 meter is 1.96 height. 1.96 height. What I have done, I simply convert centimeter of this dimension to meter, and to convert into centimeter to meter, we simply divide by 100 because 1 centimeter is equal to 100 meter. It is a basic math that we have to use. If you are confused in this, you can find formula online and you can find it easy. Width should be around 0.3, and just paste it here. And one more thing, new, try to edit that up, black color, and just move it backward. I have just added it here. So we have a 42-inch plasma. With this plasma, go to tab, select tab, go to this, and just press I, adjust. What I have done, I just invert it, insert faces. That all I have done. So let's go to object, and you can see we have a let's and within edit mode, not object, within edit mode we have a face here, and let's create another material and select new and just give it TV and assign it, and you can change the color of it. As you can see, go to object mode, and you can see we have a tab here. So let's just select it, go to edit mode, just select and go to our image section, and we can use edge background here. I'm just using it as an reference. Go to UV edit, select it. Before that, we are going to use a shading, and just shading into this, and just increase it. Let's move it, rotate into 90-degree, move it downward. You can see it is little bit stretched. Yes, yes, Yes. Yes. Move it little bit. Select. Move. Okay, done. Add a laptop stand here. So let's create a laptop stand now. Just select a cube. With this cube, just move it, and with this scale factor, just move it downward, and now move it backward, attach to the wall. Done. Give your give it a different color so that we can differentiate it later. Yes. So we have a laptop stand created, but with this I just wanted to get a support. So what I can do, I just simply duplicate it, right click, just duplicate it. I just rotate it. I just rotate it into 90 degree. Just select minus 90, move it a little bit down, backward. Why don't it touch there? Little bit down. I'm just selecting a down and little bit rotation like this. Move it backward, just outward. Yes, I just give it a dimension. So let's go to object, edit, and with this edit mode, go to this selection mode and just select these two, press G, or just move it downward. Yes, I just hide it. That's all I have done. And now just select this one and go to object again, duplicate D, and just right click by releasing it, and now again move it here. That's all. So I just give it a stand here, and now we can put a laptop here. So let's find a laptop online. Yes, we can find it on Sketchfab. Search on Sketchfab. I'm just googling it, that's all. So we what type of laptop we can use? I just downloaded it. Let's download this one. This model is free, and you can use any type. Just I am using as USDZ. Just downloading it. I downloaded it, and now let's go to our folder and let's see if it is zip file or not. This is the ASUS ROG that we have downloaded, and just go to file and now go to import, and which file we have downloaded? UST, Universal Scene Description, project file. Let's copy this path, just select and paste it here. You can find your path like this also. Just go to backward and go to Microsoft install design, and here is it. I'm just copying it because I just find the easiest way to use work, or it is a fastest way. So import USD file. Okay, so what where oh wow, so we have a laptop. So let's select it and simply scale it down. Now move it down. This is a laptop which is, I don't know, around more than the size of our earth. So right now it is the more than size of our stall. So just use a flashlight of Doraemon to make it small. Move it, and I think increase the size of an atom now. And now just scale it a little bit. That's all. Move it downward. Press shift and move downward. You can see like this, like this, like this. Yes. So we have laptop placed here. So if you want to move it anywhere else, and if you select it, you just can't select it. So let's go to our this selection scene selection, and here you can see whichever we have created a cube or we have generated any type of object, it will appear here. And go to here, and in this section you just check for the scene. This is the scene here, and if you double click it, you just select our laptop. That is how you can select it again and again. So it will be handy for you once you use it here. So just add it here, and now we have a laptop stand here, and let's increase the size of it a little bit. Move. Okay, so it is levitating right now. So just select this, make it move downward, left. That's all. And now, yes, we have now better result. So now let's add a chair here, and again we are going to find it online, and let's find it chair. Which type of chair we can use? We can use a professional looking elegant chair. You can use this type of chair also, or we can use high table. Simple office chair should be enough. We can use this type of chair also if we want. This type of chair we can use also. Let's use a simple chair here. Simple office chair would be enough. So let's use it. Re-download and download it. Let's wait for some second again. Downloading FBX file format, download, and you can rename it so that we will not get confused. Go to file, again same process, FBX and chair 3D, and now import it. Now let's increase the size of our chair here. Move it. Rotation. And just decrease the size little bit, which is around the approx around the table. Yes. Yes. So how it will look like? Just move it little bit inward. Doesn't matter. So let's check for the scene. Yes, perfectly fine. Just select it. Go to edit. And now let's refine all the extra edges that we have not cared about before. So just go to edit, select this object, go to edit, and just select edges. Press G, G for move shortcut, and just press Y into the Y direction. Yes. Now press tab again, select this object. Now press G, not G, Control Z. Press tab, select these four edges, press G and press Y. Just move it inward. That's all. And now let's for this go to tab, select this object. Again press tab, select our edges and move inward. Press G and then Y. Move inward. Yes. Now it is perfectly fine. a plain wall. And now let's press tab again. Just select this, press tab, select 4 edges, press G and press X. This time we are using X. Why? Because we are using into the X direction. Okay, and if I press Y, it will move into the other direction. Press G and Y. As you can see, it is the Y direction. Press X, it is the X direction. You can check it by, you can see this is the red, and you can see this is the red, and where is the red is going? Here, and the red is here. And for the Y, it's this side, this side. Y, Y, positive Y, negative Y, positive minus negative X, positive X, negative X, positive X, negative Y, positive Y, and positive Z, positive Z, negative Z. So just go to tab, select this, press tab, select again, press G and X, move it inward. That's all. Yes. Now for this, I can move it. Just go to tab, select this object, move it inward. That's all. Yes. Now if we have extra edge here, just take it a little bit of move upward. Just select move upward. Yes, it is now perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Let's change the diamond color to, let's try to change the color it with the wall, green wall. Yes, it's now look fine. Black it looks odd because we have a blue edges and blue wall. Why not give it to a blue wall and it looks nice? And according to the brand, we can use a dark blue color. So right now we are going to use a light, and let's check for bulb here. Do we have a bulb? Nope. And for that, let's press Shift A, select light, and go to area. Once you select it and go to move it for upward, press S for scale. I just scale it, and we have a light properties here. Here is a bulb. Make it 1000. As you can see, yes, we have a light now. Make it 3000, so it will become love you 3000. Okay, so Tony Stark is not working right now, so let's make it 7000. Yes, it's working a little bit fine. Let's make it little bit upward and just duplicate it. Shift D, duplicate, and with this move it, select, just select it, transform, move it, move it, move it. Yes, and again press Shift D for duplicate, right click, and just move it around here, move it, move it here like this, move it around here. So as you can see, we have a light, a proper light has been given to our object. So let's add a, now let's add, press, go to, yes, go to this camera, press O, On your number keypad, press 0 and you can see it has a dimension. And by selecting this, you can move the location of it by this, by this, by this. But we are going to use a move tool here, and by selecting 0 again, let's change it 90 degree and changes 90 degree, move it. Yes, so it is now inside the frame. So let's press 12. I don't like it. Why? Because as you can see, because we don't have a separation between our floor and the wall. So let's create a floor here. Just select floor, go to polygon, and it is an extension that I have downloaded from online. So just go to polygon. Here is a website Polygon, and you can download their extension here for Blender. You can see for Blender, go to Blender. You can see download Blender add-on. You just downloaded it. Okay, and after downloading it, you just have to go to file, go to edit, preferences, add on, and go to install from disk. Click it and select that file with the zip folder and just install from disk. That's all. And after installing it, you have to find that, search here and search for polygon. You can find it here, and after that you have to enable it. That's all. So like this, got it. So as you can see, this is the polygon library that I have used before. So just I have already installed it, so I am not using it again. For this, go to search for free, and in the free section you will see many polygon here, polygon texture and polygon objects. You can see here, you can make it a little bit apply 2K. Just downloaded it, just click it and it will get download, and after that there is another option which says apply 2K. You just have to apply it. Before applying it, you just have to select the object, so it will apply on that. So now let's click F12 again. As you can see, we have a floor right now which is perfectly fine. See, we have a different margin here, so let's change this a little bit, move around here. Yes, move it item. Yes, cool. Now let's press F12. Yes, now it's look professional. Go to this section, press select this camera, shift deduplicate, move it left. Why don't just move it like this, and then go to view, because if we select 0, it will automatically switch into one first camera that we have selected. So we want to select it into second camera, so let's go to local camera, select camera from here, camera 1 and camera 001. Now this is the second camera. Now you can move it like this and just rotate it like this, move it left. Yes, now go to F12. As you can see, is our image. So within the Microsoft, I think there is a glare here and I don't think where is the glare. So let's increase the strength of it a little bit. So with this, go to shading mode, try to emit and just select it again. Go to shading. Yes, there is a mission. Can strengthen it further. You can change it later one by one. I'm not getting into it. I'm just giving you an idea how we can do it. So you can, just like Microsoft, you can edit all of them one by one. So let's go to F12 again. Go to layer, layout and go to F12. Yes, now it's looking good. Give it another view, which is from this side. Just shift D, divot, view, select camera 2 and press 0. Now go to item, move it 0. Yes, with this camera press 0 again, move it backward. Now select F12. This is the view as you can see, and it has a little bit of extra area here also. So let's increase this area, move it. Yes, move it little bit. Yes, now it's perfectly fine, and press F12 again. Here it is. Now let's go to cycle, go to render and go to Eevee to cycles. I have selected a third camera and F12 I have pressed. Now it's rendering in cycles render engine. And just save it, select save. You can see we have a side view available here, and just open it. Here is a perfect side view that has been generated. There is a little bit of problem here, as you can see with the chair. We can delete it anytime we want, so we don't have to worry about that. We can add extra camera angle on above. Let's make it. Press shift T, right click and just move it in the direction. Just move it. Yes, now item, just 0 degree and select for the another camera which is 0.003 and press Z, and in the above section get item 0. And now let's move it left, above, away from the stall. Why we are showing this view? Because we can see the space, how much space we have left here, and if client want to fill this space up a little bit, we can do so. So let's just simply save as, and with this press F12 again. Like we have a view which is camera angle 3 already been selected, so let's press F12, which is shortcut to render the view, or we can do render image. I'm just cutting this. Why? Because I'm just wanted to render extra view, which is select this camera angle. So we have another options and we have another design, so we need to incorporate a design here. Let's create a dimension for this. We have a dimension of 11.3 feet. We don't have to worry about the z direction because it is a depth and it is not noticeable right now. So we need to check for the x and y direction. So in this case we have a x direction of 11.3 feet, and we can design it, create a new design, and with this design we have the dimension of 11.3 feet. If we convert it into inches, we need to multiply it by 12. So for 12 into 11.3, so 135.6 is the height, and 11 1.53 into 12 is 18.36. 18.36. Create. So we have a dimension according to this. Now let's create a dimension and let's add a text message here. I just use a text option here, and let's add blender. Then make it little bit upward. Now you can save it. Before we save it, let's save it into Photoshop file, and wall outer I naming it, save, file, export as, just export it in this folder, and we have a folder right now. Now let's add a material. Let's select this object, go to edit mode, select this face, select this face. Now go to material, we have a wall red, and now add a new material, new, give it a print name and assign it. After assigning it, let's go to shading and just drag and drop here. Again the same process, connect it. We can see the difference right now. You can see we have to select this. If you have a selection this, you have to select this. And now go to UV editing. In the UV editing, you can see we have a different output here. So let's move it, and after moving it, let's just see if it is working perfectly fine or not. No, it's not working. So we have to just rotate it 90 degree. We have option here minus 90, and just move it. Now you can see a difference here. So we have to rotate it like this. Now let's select and move it. Select, move it. I'm just using a mouse. That's all I'm using. Not any shortcut. Select it. Just move it. Now you can see. So we have a band here. As you know that we have changed the dimension of it little bit. So we have to change it like that also. Just duplicate it. Move it outside. And let's see what we can do here. Why I have done this, you will understand it better. Like I'm using it. So let's move it. So this is how we can use it. So just go to tab, select this, again tab, select this space. We have UV editing like this, somewhat like this. Yes, now it's working fine, and you can select tab, delete this area. And now let's go to F12. Yes, we have a Blender course right here which is highlighted. So using this basic Blender and Photoshop tutorial, you can generate this type of luxurious stall and start earning right away. So we have created our stall. So far we have covered some amazing ground in this course. We have combined the power of Photoshop and Blender to create a fully branded 3D stall for a client. From designing stunning graphics to building a stall structure in 3D, we have brought a vision to life, a vision that can actually be built in the real world. This project isn't just a learning exercise, it's a game changer for your portfolio. Think about it. You have designed something that can be used in real life. Clients love that kind of skills. But here's the challenge. How do you present this to your client? You can't just send them the 3D Blender file and expect them to know what to do. Clients need to see your work in a clear, professional, and accessible way. That's where PowerPoint slides come in. By creating a well-structured presentation, you can showcase your design from every angle: front view, side view, top view, and even detailed close up. It helps your client understand your design and give you feedback easily. If any changes are needed when preparing your slides, here what's to include: rendered view, high quality images of your design from every perspective. Second, branding details, how the graphics are created in Photoshop are integrated into a 3D design. Third, callouts. Add text boxes to highlight specific features like branding, placement, lighting, or dimension. And remember, it's not just about visuals. Make your presentation interactive and engaging. Add notes and label explaining why certain design choices were made. This shows your expertise and helps the client to see the thought process behind your work. Also, don't forget the dimensions. We have already discussed how we are working in feet for better real-world understanding. Including dimension in your slides is crucial for the clients to visualize the scale of the stall. Now, another important part of the process is print readiness. For elements like standees or banners, you will need to include print-ready files. This ensures your designs can go straight to production without any issue, and these as downloadable files or as reference in your presentation. So what's the takeaway here? It's not just about creating the design. A professional presentation boosts your chances of impressing the client and securing future projects. Think of it this way. A beautiful design without a professional presentation is like a masterpiece hidden in the dark. By learning how to showcase your work effectively, you are not just delivering a project, you are delivering confidence. Now let's dive into the exciting new chapter where I will guide you step by step how to prepare client ready presentation for your 3D design. Trust me, this skill is going to take your career to the next level. So let's get started. After rendering out all the views, so I just have to open up my PowerPoint. Let's open up PowerPoint. In the PowerPoint, there are sections, and I assume that you know the basics of PowerPoint. So in this section, give the name in the first PowerPoint like Microsoft underscore stall mockup. Now with this, duplicate this slide, decrease the size to 24, make it bold, reduce the size here, decrease the size to 32, make it around the middle. In this, just front view, duplicate slide by Control plus D, side view, duplicate Control plus D, upper view, duplicate E. Let's add, I just delete that, that's all. So let's add our image that we have generated. So in the stall, go to print files or project files. Let's add our view. Select this is the image, and simply view, right click, bring to send to back, and change the color of this font to, go to home, white. Again, add this front view, and let's control copy it, copy it, name it at side view, and just paste it here. Copy, paste, front view, Control Z. By I'm just pressing Control Z, Control V, and Control C. That's all. Control Z. Now add upper view, right click, send to back, change the color. Now let's add our branding details that we have saved. This is the branding detail that we are going to use, and this is this, this. Let's add, select all of them. This is the view that we were using. So just bring it here, select all of them, give a shadow so that it is not, yes, this is the one that we are using, and just give it a shadow also. Now these are with the dimension of, let's select this one and check for the dimension. This is 3.61 feet and 4.6 feet. 3.6 feet, 3.6, 4.6. So just name it down, just copy it, Control C and Control V, change the color to black, size 4.6, feet x 3 point, so width is 3.6, x width 3.6, width, height 4.6, height. We have a back wall. Let's add a back wall, size is here. Now add it in presentation. Let's duplicate it, delete, delete, delete. Give it a shadow. This is the size, and it has a size of 19.7, 19.7 width. It is 19.7 feet width, and height is 10 feet. Okay, so now we have added the wall here. Now duplicate this again, delete this. Now add table branding, table branding. It is 7.3 feet and height 2.5 meter. 2.5 meter. Now it has a Microsoft logo. So let's add a Microsoft logo. We can add a backdrop here. Let's use a simple image. You can add anything. I'm just giving you a reference because it looks at like a empty space. So let's give it a background. For the background, you have to first understand that you must have a high quality of this image or any kind of image. After that you can use them. If you can't provide the high quality of that image, then that will be a problem. So you better have to keep the high resolution before you show to your client. So I have selected this object and go to edit mode, select this face, and now go to material properties, added a new material, new, just assign this, go to shading. In the shading tab I just add this image, and this will be changed into UV editing. In the UV editing, let's take it to -90 and increase the size of it. Let's move it here, Control Z. Just select this one, move to upward, select this one, move to downward. Now let's go to layout, object. Now let's add, simply select F. With this, let's go to print files again, not print files, project files. Add this view to, no, right now here. Just duplicate it first. Yes, I have already duplicated it, so I don't have to worry about that. Yes, let's just add here. That's all. Now bring it to above, and you can say hit option A, option B. That's all you can do is, and with this, duplicate it, delete this, and add that image which I have downloaded. Add this image here. That's all you have to do. Done. Now Control S, save as, and save it to our main folder. Let's save it, Microsoft Stall Mockup. Save. Done. So we have professionally created our stall and we are ready to share this with our client. Now let's check our PowerPoint. This is our PowerPoint. Only we, if our client have given the green check for this and we are ready to go with the print file. Now let's create the print file. Let's open Photoshop, in which we have created the images and the backdrop. Let's create and simply save it as TIF or PDF, like we have already discussed while creating a standee. So you only have to save it as PDF, or you can name it according to the size that you can see in your Blender. You just have to name it according to that, 10.7 feet and 0.3 feet. Not one we are going to create here. 3 feet. Let's name it again. This is our print file, as you can see. So simply you have to right click, rename. So more properties, rename 11.3 FT X 1.53 feet. So we have named it correctly and it's now working perfectly fine. You have to save all of these files in the PDF format. This is just an example. You have to save all of them using these Photoshop files. Okay, like table branding, you just have to control shift press PDF and save it. So I'm just repeating all the process again and again because I just want you to understand. You can skip them because it is just a video, so you can skip and make it fast forward or slow according to your needs. So if you want to share an image but without a background to the client, okay, you want a white background or kind of background, how you can do that? You just have to shift plus A, add plane, and just scale it out. You have already added a plane here. So with this, the render view, let's go to Eve so it get faster. So just increase this size, move it a little bit down, and with this go to edit mode. With the edit mode, let's select this edge and now select this and press E for extrude, and press Z for one plane. Now we have added an extrude area in it. With this, select it again. I have selected this edge. Now Control plus B. With this, you can see it is a bevel. If you lose it, you see the extra options here. So let's add segments, shade, shape, okay, and let's add, right click, go to object mode, right click, shade smooth. That's all. Now see what we can add here. Yes, we have a white background, but not like that. So let's go to this camera view, and with this view, press 0 on number pad, and you can see we have this background. Let's select this object, increase this size, move it, and you can see we have area with a white background. You can hide and unhide it. Okay, if you just click it and hide from the camera, disable in render, as you can see it's already shows, or you just can hide it. And also you can do one more thing, hide it, hide from camera also. And if you want to render it with in like a PNG format so that you can change the background according to you, you can do that also. Just go to render and go to film, and just you can see transparent. Now press F12. Here is a transparent background. Now save as, save as, view, save as. Now you can see we have a transparent image of our installed. Here is a transparent image. You can change the background according to you. As you can see, it is transparent. One more thing which might helpful. So in the color management also in the render, if you see in the output, you have to check for color management and override it, and just select any kind of color display. If you select AGX or standard, you can see many types of information here, and you just have to select for the look and medium and high contrast images. As you can see, they are high contrast. Let's select for the high contrast, and once you render it out, you will see in your save folder AP, there is a difference in the output. It is a simple one and it is the rendered one with the contrast. As you can see, with contrast, without contrast, it is like a dull image. As you can see, very dull image, and with high contrast you can see a very polished image and in high contrast. You can share it with your client, and client will gonna love it, as you can see. So it is important you share with your client a high contrast image, so it will just pop up in their eyes. Also, you can check for the render, go to Eevee and select for the cycles and just render it out again. F2. Wait for the render.